Have you ever sat staring at a screen, knowing exactly what you need to do, yet feeling an invisible, paralyzing weight keeping you from starting? The clock ticks. The day slips away. You tell yourself you will do it tomorrow when you feel more rested, more inspired, more ready. But tomorrow comes and the cycle repeats. Why do we willingly choose the pain of delay over the brief discomfort of action? What is this silent enemy that steals our most valuable resource, time, without us even putting up a fight? The ancient Stoics knew this enemy intimately. 2,000 years ago, the brightest minds in Rome wrestled with the exact same resistance you feel today. They did not have smartphones, but they had distraction. They had the temptation of comfort, and they developed a framework for breaking through it. A framework that modern psychology is only now beginning to catch up with. If you find value in these ancient insights as we go, consider subscribing to the channel. We think future you will possess boundless energy, ironclad discipline, and an undeniable urge to work. But future you is just present you, moved slightly forward in time. When tomorrow becomes today, you will face the exact same resistance you feel right now. The Roman philosopher Seneca wrote extensively about this. He observed how people guarded their money ruthlessly, yet handed over their time to anyone and anything. He said we are foolish because we expect to live long enough to defer our lives to some later date. He warned that the greatest obstacle to living is expectancy, which hangs upon tomorrow and loses today. Modern behavioral economists call this phenomenon temporal discounting. Our brains are hardwired to value immediate comfort over future rewards. The couch feels good right now. The work feels hard right now. The brain prioritizes the present comfort, heavily discounting the future stress of missing a deadline or failing to achieve a goal. To break this, we have to stop trusting tomorrow. Tomorrow is a lie we tell ourselves to feel better about doing nothing today. The Stoics practiced a concept that directly counteracts this: memento mori. Remember that you will die. It sounds dark, but it is actually profoundly liberating. If you fully internalize that your time is finite, that this current day is a non-refundable currency, the urge to waste it begins to evaporate. You stop acting as if you have an endless supply of tomorrows. You start recognizing that delaying your work is not just delaying a task, it is delaying your life. So, if we know time is short, why is it still so painfully difficult to just begin? Think about a space shuttle sitting on a launch pad. The vast majority of its fuel is burned in the first few minutes just to break free from Earth's gravity. Once it is in orbit, it glides with minimal effort. Human action works the exact same way. The highest point of friction, the moment of maximum resistance, is the exact second before you start. The Emperor Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in the world, struggled with this. He wrote about the temptation to stay under the warm blankets, reminding himself that he was not born to huddle under the covers and stay warm. He was born to do the work of a human being. He did not wait for the desire to work to strike him. He understood that the friction was just an illusion. In modern terms, we call this activation energy. In psychology, it is the mental effort required to transition from doing nothing to doing something. The Stoic approach is to aggressively shrink the scope of action. Marcus Aurelius did not focus on ruling the entire Roman Empire from his bed. He focused merely on rising. Do not worry about finishing the project. Worry about opening the document. Do not worry about the hour-long workout. Worry about putting on your shoes. The moment you take that tiny, almost laughably small first step, you cross the threshold of activation energy. The gravity releases its hold. You are in motion. And once you are in motion, physics takes over. An object in motion tends to stay in motion. If this concept is resonating with you, leaving a like helps this philosophy reach more people who might be stuck in the exact same rut. But there is a trap here. The trap of motivation. We have been sold a modern lie that we need to feel a certain way before we can act. We treat motivation as a prerequisite for discipline. But the Stoics viewed this backward. Epictetus, a slave who became one of the greatest Stoic teachers, taught that we cannot control our initial impressions or feelings. We cannot control whether we feel tired, lazy, or uninspired. But we have absolute control over our response to those feelings. Motivation is an emotion, and like all emotions, it is unreliable. It comes and goes based on how well you slept, what you ate, or the weather outside. Action does not follow motivation. Motivation follows action. Think about the last time you dragged yourself to do something you did not want to do. 10 minutes into the task, something shifted, did it not? The resistance faded. You started to feel engaged. By the time you finished, you felt proud, energized, and motivated to do more. The action created the feeling. The Stoics practiced strict alignment with duty and nature regardless of their internal emotional state. You separate your actions from your moods. The next time you feel unmotivated, acknowledge it. And then sit down and do it anyway. To completely conquer this silent enemy, we must build an architecture of discipline that does not rely on willpower alone. Willpower is a finite resource. It drains throughout the day as you make decisions and resist temptations. If you rely on sheer willpower to fight off distractions, you will eventually lose. The Stoics believed in removing the things that cloud judgment. Today, those clouds are in our pockets and on our screens. Every notification, every endless scroll is an attack on your focus. You cannot conquer procrastination if you sleep next to your distractions and work with them buzzing in your peripheral vision. You have to design an environment where doing the hard thing is the path of least resistance. When you remove the alternative, the choice becomes simple. And in that simplicity, you find profound freedom. This is the ultimate payoff of the Stoic path. True freedom is not the ability to do whatever you want in the moment. Doing whatever you want usually leads to doing nothing at all, enslaved by comfort and instant gratification. True freedom is the ability to dictate your own actions, to command yourself and actually obey. The invisible weight you feel keeping you glued to the couch is not a permanent condition. It is a temporary failure of perspective. You are trading the limited hours of your one precious life for a cheap, fleeting comfort. The antidote is not complicated. Remember that your time is running out. Stop trusting the illusion of tomorrow. Shrink the task until the friction of starting disappears. Discard the myth of motivation and act regardless of how you feel. The work you are avoiding is the exact work that will set you free. The life you want is waiting for you on the other side of this momentary discomfort. The battle is not against the task. The battle is against yourself. And it is a battle you have the power to win, right here and right now. All you have to do is take the first step.